Hi YouTube! I am so excited! I get crazy excited when I talk about pasta. And I told Jessica off camera just a minute ago that I need to channel my inner pasta granny because I've been obsessed with their channel and I really wanted to come back on because we made a vegan Italian egg dish a few months back for Easter called an Italian rustica. And for those of you who don't know or are not Italian, that is a dish that has eggs and meat and onions in the center. And hi Sanjita, how are you? Great to have you watching. And then around it is a delicious dough and then it gets baked in the oven. So today, my YouTube lovelies, I have another dish from Italy. And you know, for those of you who have been to Italy, you know, a lot of us say, oh, I love Italian food. But if you've ever been to Italy, you know that there are so many different parts of Italy that literally, and every single one has their own way of making pasta, which they call, I believe, macaroni. But so that there's so many different little itty bitty places that have their own different types of cuisine, different dishes. You know, literally, they have a specific type of sauce and oftentimes a specific dish that goes on a specific shape of pasta, because the shape of the pasta will then dictate how the sauce stays on or connects or is attracted and sticking to the shape of the pasta. So sometimes the sauces are much thicker, you know, richer and creamier, more bechamel based. Other ones are thinner, like a more just like an oil and maybe garlic, like an aglio olio. So it's really going to depend upon the shape. So why do I go into this long spiel? Well, I'll tell you why. Because yeah, I will. Yeah, man, well said. Tell about pasta grannies. I will. So pasta grannies, I'm going to do a plug for a completely different channel. So join them, subscribe to them, but also stay here and subscribe to us. Pasta Grannies, if you haven't watched, is this amazing channel of all these old ladies. Now I did verify, so I found out in order to be a granny, I don't know if you verify that they actually are grandmothers, but in order to be a pasta granny, you have to be from Italy. Some of them actually live in the United States now, but they were born in Italy. And number two, you have to be over 65. So that's like the cutoff. That's the minimum age for the grannies. But I'll tell you, many of them are in their 80s, 90s, and there's even one I saw that was over 100. That's right, over 100. And it's truly amazing because they have special pasta boards. So they're these enormous cutting boards to roll their pasta. Actually, I said cutting board, that's wrong. That's sacrilege. They actually do not cut on their boards. They only roll the pasta. And see, they actually they call them mortadellos, and that's what they call their rolling pin. And some of them are you know, they're not narrow like the ones that we typically use. They're much wider. So watch the pasta granny. So I'm gonna call myself the pasta auntie because I am an auntie. I'm not a granny, and actually, yeah, because I don't have kids. But I am an auntie, and I do love the pasta. So we're making today a spaghetti, an Italian frittata di spaghetti. So why do I talk to you a minute ago about all the regional versions of the pasta? Well, this dish, actually in my research, it is not indicative or it's not connected to any one region of Italy. Why is that? You might say, oh, well, it's not that popular. Well, no, actually it's the opposite. This dish is so popular around the entire boot of Italy. So from up north all the way down south and even into Sicily. So this is a dish that I call it it's a leftover dish. It's a second day dish. Or you can even call it like a derivative dish. So if you ever do have leftover pasta, and I know sometimes it's so delicious you won't have any leftovers, but if you do have leftover pasta, do not throw it away. Don't get rid of it. This is a way that you can utilize that leftover pasta and make it into an amazing second meal. So you don't need a lot of ingredients, but you do need some leftover cooked pasta. Now here, I have some leftover spaghetti, and this is actually a combination of just some traditional white spaghetti and a little bit of whole wheat. So you can use pasta that has sauce on it, or you can use what I have here, which is dry pasta. Totally your choice. You just have to adjust a little bit of the ingredients to make it work for you. Now, what's gonna hold this pasta together? So we're actually gonna be using our dry egg mix. Gloria is our vegan egg mix. that we are now demoing this with other egg companies, specifically in Italy. So yes, so they're looking at this. Traditional egg companies are looking at this to replace traditional chicken eggs. So this is a dry powder mix. So you just mix this. You can either mix it with water or with plant milk. To make this richer in this dish, I did actually mix it with plant milk. So I've already done this, and it's been has been mixed with a liquid. And so I've already done it because you do need to let it sit for about 30 minutes or an hour. So that's been combined also with just a teeny weeny bit of mild vegetable oil. So this is our egg. So typically, again, so really they're just 4 ingredients in this dish. You have the pasta, you have your egg, and then of course we're going to Italy, so you can't forget Parmigiano. So this is, we call it Parmesan in the West, but actually the way you call it in Italy is Parmigiano Reggiano. So interestingly enough, they have these cheese grating machines. They're electric. They take it very seriously over there. On almost every dish, they put a little bit of this on top. But we're actually going to be putting this in the middle. So here I'm going to be adding the Parmesan into.
That's the vegan one, right?
Absolutely, totally vegan. And if you want to learn how to make this, come to our school. So I put the vegan Parmesan in there, and then I'm also going to be putting my egg mix. Now, I will let you know, this is interesting because some of the chefs I've seen actually do this, and they'll bake this on the stove. But I'm going to be doing a baked version of this here today. But you could definitely try it either way. Now in here, I did put a teeny weeny bit of marinara sauce. Why can't you see it? Why is there no red? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I used yellow tomatoes. That's right. Tomatoes are not always red. I had some yellow tomato passata. So I wanted to trick you. No, I didn't want to trick you. Actually, it's just what I had in my kitchen. So there you go. See, literally, it's gonna look like a very dry dish. So don't get worried. There's not a lot. I will tell you, I am a sauce person. You can ask the other chefs here. When I first made this dish, I was really worried that there wasn't enough liquid, but this is meant to be a dry concoction or a dry dish. So now you want to get any size pan you like. And I've seen these also done in little bitty miniature muffin tins, which these are great to savory, like little onesies. You can pop in a lunch or a snack tin, but you just want to I have this is a 20 centimeter round springform pan. I guess most springform pans are round. And I have that greased. Now, you can add optionally some herbs as well. And I've been in a basil kick, so I'm gonna put a little bit of dried basil in here. But literally the sky's the limit. You could put some nice hot peppers in there. If you have some in your garden, you could do, literally, like I mentioned, the sky's the limit. You don't have to put them in there, but I think it adds a little bit of color and it adds a little bit of fun. Just a little more something. So there you go. So remember, you want to make sure this pan is well greased, and you just want to pop this in here. And then in a preheated oven at 190, you want to bake this. So now, bear in mind, so you do want to push this down because we want to create like a pie. This is called a frittata, but so you do want to you can take your hand or you can take your spoon, whatever you like, and just give that a nice press. Now this is it's not going to increase in size, so if you can make it thinner or thicker as you like. Some of them I've seen are very, very thin, almost like a flan, like a tart, and other ones are thicker. This is kind of I would call this a medium one. So I will just pop this in the oven. Boom. Now pretend like I cooked this one. And I do want to let you know, once this comes out of the oven, you absolutely want, this is mission critical, so pay attention. Pay attention. You absolutely want to let it cool down, and cool down for a significant period of time. I mean, I let this one cool down actually overnight. And so you can eat it right away. It actually tastes great, but it's gonna be mushy. Think about when you cut lasagna or something else, even like a shepherd's pie. Think about something else that needs to sit. And I haven't shown you yet. I'm just talking about it. This one has been set up, and then I've cut it. So there you go. You can actually get the cross cut. You can see the cross cut of the spaghetti. So see, they still stay intact. I have one cut here, and actually I have a little piece here, and a little bit of fresh basil on top, because like I mentioned, I'm on a basil kick. And I'll let you know the other way I love to have this, believe it or not, this is stupendous with a little bit of Tabasco, but I am a spicy chica. So it's a great way to use up any leftover. Hi, Valeria. Oh, you said it looks good. Thank you so much. So, any shaped pasta, and you could throw some mix-ins in there. Don't be afraid to put a little bit. You could put a few veggies in there. It's fine. But bear in mind, you do want to have it set up this well. And as I mentioned to Jessica, I was telling her, like, so you can actually pick it up. It actually can be a finger food. A lot of grannies and mothers in Italy would often make this and pack it for lunch or even for picnics or to go to the beach. So it's a really, really versatile food and is a finger food, great for snacks and meals. This with a salad is a perfect light lunch. Really beautiful. So there's no reason you can't make it. But see how it does brown on the sides here, so you're gonna get some coloring. But remember, you wanna let it set up so you can get that nice cross cut. You can see, it's really beautiful. I've seen them done with some penne macaroni and some other bigger shells, so you can get some nice cross cuts in there. You can even put, if you'd like, a little bit of vegan ricotta in there would be delicious. And like I mentioned, you can use, like I mentioned, I use some yellow marinara, but if you use a red marinara, you're gonna get a little bit more color. Or absolutely, I was gonna say that, Valeria beat me to it. It's like an Italian version. You were so smart. It's like an Italian version of the tortilla de española. That's right. Instead of using potatoes, they use pasta. So it's a great way to show you how staples in the kitchen, you know, a good strong carbohydrate, whether it be pasta or potatoes, and then an egg, and then just baked in the oven. So in this dish, there are typically not onions like there are in the tortilla. In this dish, we get a lot more flavor or umami or va-va-va-voom from the Parmesan. But in the tortilla, there's a lot more oil, and there are onions. And then typically, you know, sometimes they're put in things like mushrooms and other things. So, excellent. I am so impressed, Valeria, that you were paying attention. Thanks for watching, and thank you for adding that outstanding observation, because this is such a versatile dish. I encourage each and every one of you to make it. There's no reason you can't do it. Get our Gloria product. This comes in 60-gram packs. I will let you know, to make this one, I only used a half a pack. So literally in one pack, you can make 2 enormous Italian frittata di spaghetti. So it's a little bit goes a long way.
Where can they buy the product?
You can buy the product online at vegangastronomy.com in small quantities, or if you'd like to get big amounts, you can go to freefromthat.com. So thank you for watching. Check back, as every single Thursday from now on, we're gonna be doing a vegan egg dish. So stay tuned to our channel. Check out the Pasta Grannies and make sure you order some of the Gloria so you too can make some delicious egg dishes in your life.